King of the Road Productions proudly presents a Kojo and Country episode of the Jim King of the TV show on Fox 4, the CW, Strike TV, and YouTube, Southeast Texas style. During the half hour, we'll check out Texas country superstar Cody Johnson live in Southeast Texas.
I was born and raised in Sebastopol, Texas, and I moved to Huntsville because that's where the family business was. In my family, you either was locked up in prison or you worked for the prison, one of the two.
We'll feature the Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback. We'll also wear the Southeast Texas debut of Brooke Graham's new video as our Taylor Trading Company Music Clip of the Week from Nashville. And Jeff Bates will be in the Royal Spotlight. Sponsored by Glenn's Express Collision. Howdy, and welcome to the Jim King of the TV show on Fox 4, the CW, Strike TV, and YouTube. I'm Jim King of the Road, and I want to know, have you taken the King's Country Challenge yet? Listen to the other guys for a few minutes, then stream King's Country and you'll love the improvement. You won't find a better country music mix on AM, FM, satellite, or elsewhere on the internet. King's Country was designed and launched in 2011 by fellow country radio veteran Mickey Ashworth and yours truly with the Southeast Texas country fan in mind. King's Country only plays the very best country from today and yesterday. Never settle for less.
In less than 100 years, radio has come a long, long way. We've gone from this to this.
Alexa, play King's Country on TuneIn.
King's Country from TuneIn.
And this. Now you can stream us everywhere.
King's Country streams the most magnificent country music mix on the planet 24/7. Stream King's Country Internet Radio on your PC, smart speaker, mobile device, or in your vehicle with your Bluetooth connection. King's Country streaming worldwide and crystal clear on TuneIn, iTunes, Live 365, and at kingscountry.net. And don't miss the multi-award winning and nationally recognized Jim King of the Radio show, middays, Monday through Friday on King's Country at kingscountry.net. It does rule.
Breaking news from Larry's Old Time Trade Days in Winnie, Texas. Here's Larry Barron, owner of Larry's Old Time Trade Days.
Boy, Jim, I'll tell you what, we had a great show last month in May, and here comes June 9th, 10th, and 11th. I want to tell you what, it's going to be a great show. We're going to have good people out here. We have several new food vendors coming out. Their food is absolutely outrageously good. You got to come out and try it. We've got all the tried and true stuff you've been eating for years. Flowers are out. Our people are bringing the plants in. Come and get them. You know, we can beat anybody's prices. Thanks, and come see us.
Thank you, Larry. See you at Larry's Old Time Trade Days in Winnie. Now ride shotgun with me to Jasper, Texas to check out country superstar Cody Johnson live in concert. We always cruise Cadillac style, as seen and heard on Southeast Texas TV and radio.
Extra large and turbocharged. It's the King of the Road show.
Oh, hi, to the guy.
One man has the power to take you behind the scenes. Jim King of the Road.
Jim King of the Road. This is a song for all the exes tonight. It's called I Don't Care About You. No! True. Well, I refuse to argue with you, baby. I can't tell you what to do, but I'm not some Johnny come lately. So there's the door you can walk right through. Tonight I don't care about losing you. Oh, tonight I don't care about trying to make things right. I'm just not in the mood, and I'm damn sure not gonna fight tonight. And if this is some kind of premonition, how it's gonna be with you. I'm out, I'm done, baby, I'm through.
Johnson. It's great to meet you.
Thank you,
Texas
sir.
Country Troubadour Cody Johnson. Grew up not too far from this area in the piney woods of East Texas, Groveton.
Groveton. Yeah, I went to high school in Groveton. There's a little bitty tiny town called Sebastopol, and it's like a feed store and a couple churches and a couple of bar rooms, and that's it. You blink, you miss it.
You were homeschooled for a long time, weren't you?
I did. My dad worked for the state my entire life, and it was one of those. My mom wanted to be home with us, and looking back, I appreciate it. But then I went to high school in Groveton, started high school rodeoing, and that kind of led to this whole shebang we're doing tonight.
I think your dad, Carl, actually taught you your first chords, didn't he?
Yes, sir. He did. He was. My family's always been musical. Every Thanksgiving and Christmas, it was always gather around the piano or gather around the guitar, and music's just always been instilled from me from a very young age on both sides of my family, and so it kind of stuck.
And high school kind of worked out for you too, because you got into the FFA, and I think that's where you had your first band. You got encouraged by your teachers?
My ag teacher, Larry Fortenberry, and this is no lie, he said, "You're going to play, and you're going to play well, and you're going to succeed." And I said, "I don't know if I want to." He said, "No, son, you don't understand. You're going to play." And I said, "Yes, sir." And that's how we started our first band. But he also encouraged me to rodeo. And, I wrote my first time at his house and encouraged me to rodeo. And little did he know, later on we'd be selling CDs off the tailgate at rodeos. So
it's Cody Johnson. You kind of had a beginning sort of like Chris Ledoux, because he did the same thing, selling CDs out of the back of his car and hitting the rodeos. Huh?
I didn't realize that at the time. I'd always grown up, Chris was a big influence on me, but I didn't realize that he had come from such a humble upbringing as far as financially and had to do that. We did a trip up to Canada this year, and I actually got to sit down with Chris's old hauling partner. He's like an 8-time saddle bronc Canadian champion, and he was telling me these stories about how Chris couldn't buy McDonald's, and he was selling his CDs to try to make up for his entry fee money that he lost. And you're talking about a world champion. So I said, well, at least we know we're doing one thing right. We can follow in those footsteps. Those are good ones.
One of the thrills of my radio career was actually getting to meet Chris Ledoux.
You're kidding.
This was probably 10 years ago, just before he passed.
See, now I'm a little jealous.
Oh. Well, there's nothing to be jealous of. I was in a kind of a cattle call, like they do at the backstage areas. But another cool thing is you were actually a prison guard, weren't you? For the Huntsville prison?
Yeah, people say that all the time. There's like 7 within the city limits there, and like I said, I grew up around a prison farm, and the only thing that bothered me about working there and quitting was going to shows afterwards. First time we went to Amarillo, I heard, "Look out, boss." Turned around, and it was 2 guys that had worked for me in the field, and it kind of make you nervous, but I'm proud of where I came from, man. My dad taught me real young to work hard if you wanted it, and my wife quit her job she quit school and got a job when I quit mine to help me do this.
So you did quit your day job a couple of years ago.
Yes,
from the prison.
did.
Yeah.
And it was, I would never go back.
I'm assuming everybody in here knows where Huntsville, Texas is, huh? I was born and raised in Sebastopol, Texas. And I moved to Huntsville because that's where the family business was. In my family, you either was locked up in prison or you worked for the prison, one of the two.
Still to come, we'll air the Southeast Texas debut of Brooke Graham's new video as our Taylor Trading Company music clip of the week from Nashville. We'll also feature the Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback. And Jeff Bates will be in the Royal Spotlight. Sponsored by Glenn's Express Collision on Cardinal Drive in Beaumont. Next, we'll conclude our exclusive with Texas country superstar Cody Johnson, a.k.a. Cocho.
You're cruising in the King's Caddy.